You have to beware of deception. The enemy is always trying to play tricks on us so we can change our way from the truth. He's always trying to divert us from the truth. You have to understand the enemy doesn't care what you believe in. He doesn't care. You can believe in Buddha, you can believe in Muhammad, you can believe in whatever God you want, as long as it's not Jesus. If it's Jesus, he has a problem with that. Last week, I had two incidences. The first one, I'm in a room, I'm sharing the gospel with a couple of people, and a lady walks in and she hears me talking about Jesus, and she instantly becomes very furious, and she said a couple of things, a couple of words loudly, and then she walks out. And then after I shared the message, she comes back in, she comes straight to me, and she tells me, "Can we have a talk?" And I knew this wasn't going to be good. And I said, "Sure." So we pulled a chair and we sat down. As soon as we sat down, she looks at me dead in the eyes. She leans forward and she tells me, "I appreciate you sharing what you're sharing and what you believe in, but there's something that I want you to know. I want you to know the truth." And then she goes into her beliefs. She looks at me and she tells me, when the two eggs meet during conception, life comes from the sun, and it takes about 6 to 8 days, and that life comes and enters the egg, and it becomes a baby. And by that time, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Well, she goes into this, it sounds like New Age, where they believe they are gods, and it's all about believing in yourself and exploring yourself and discovering self. And she told me a lot of things, so many things, but it's all deception. And she's looking at me straight in the eye, and she's so convinced. You can tell she is deeply convinced that that is the truth. Now, I did not argue with her, and it looked like she wanted us to have a conversation, a heated conversation, but I did not buy into it. So after she shared, I just told her, "I appreciate you sharing your truth with me. What you believe is truth, but I also have my truth. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the Bible. And I believe that the Word of God is truth. That's what I believe. I'm not going to force Jesus down your throat. At the same time, I don't want you to force your truth down my throat." Now, the point I want to make is deception is all around us, and the enemy is always trying to find those who are planted in the Word, those who are following the truth. And the enemy is always trying to divert you from the truth. Like I said in the beginning, the enemy doesn't really care what you're going to believe in. It can be New Age, Buddha, it can be Muhammad. He doesn't care as long as it's not Jesus. Now, the thing is, unless you know the truth, you cannot detect deception when you hear it. This lady was so convincing, she couldn't blink. She was so convinced she was telling the truth and she knew the truth. But she was at a point where she couldn't even let me talk because she is so deceived, so deep into it. And that is the goal of the enemy, to get you so far away from the truth that you can't even see the light. My encouragement to you is stay in the Word of God, stay in prayer, be led by the Holy Spirit.